Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to budget for the holidays and how to make smart spending decisions so that you're maximizing rewards and getting closer to your financial goals, even while spending. So thanks to SoFi for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. Budgeting for the holidays is incredibly important because a lot of us end up spending way more money on way more people and things than we originally planned for. If you know me, you know that I'm not a huge fan of micro-budgeting every aspect of your life, but budgeting definitely makes sense when it comes to a specific time period or specific event such as the holidays. I'm the big softie that wants to buy everything for everyone because it makes them feel happy and it makes me feel happy for being able to provide. But at the end of the holiday season, my bank account may not be feeling so happy. So in this video, I will show you 5 steps on how to budget for the holidays so you don't break the bank and keep your loved ones happy. If you want to supplement this video with my holiday budgeting spreadsheet, you can find that in the link in the description below. Stay tuned. Okay, so step number 1 is common sense. It is setting a spending limit. So setting a spending limit for the holidays is incredibly important. The mistake that a lot of people make is that they think of all the people they want to buy gifts for, and then they assign an item in their head for that person. So for example, Jimmy's going to get a sweater or Mike's going to get a video game. The problem with this is that these prices may actually fluctuate, and not only that, these people and items are just arbitrarily floating around in your head as opposed to being accounted for by being written down or in a spreadsheet. So again, if you want to get my holiday budgeting spreadsheet, it's absolutely free. Check out the link in the description below. So what I recommend doing is first figuring out what your entire budget is for the entire holiday season, from essentially Thanksgiving to New Year's. The money that you can reasonably spend during this time is money that's either been earmarked throughout the year for this holiday season, or it's the amount of money that's going to surplus, aka not going to bills and other mandatory monthly expenses. What you don't want to do is go into massive debt to fund these purchases, which are usually in the form of gifts, holiday travel, food, and entertainment. So Marco, how do you figure out this amount? So let's pretend you have an extra $100 a month sitting around going into a high yield savings account or a stock account. Say you have $100 times 12 months in the year. This will allow you to spend $1,200 this holiday season if that's where you want to dedicate that extra $100 a month 100% specifically for the holidays. Obviously, you can divide that how you want. But according to the National Retail Federation, the amount of money Americans plan to spend on gifts and food and decorations in 2020 was only $998. So comment down below and let me know if you are anywhere near this $998 or what you typically end up spending during the holiday season. If you have no idea, then step 1 is a must for you to follow. Step number 2 is to list all of your expenses and recipients. So what gets measured gets managed. If you come into the holidays with a game plan, then it's a lot easier for you to understand what your budget is, which we figured out in step 1. And we're gonna figure out where that money is going right now in step 2. What a lot of people don't consider when budgeting for the holidays is the number of expenses that actually go into participating in the holidays. So what do I mean by the word participating? Well, if you have family out of town or you need to travel, travel is going to be an expense. Just because money isn't specifically going to people and gifts, which we will describe as recipients in this step, you are still incurring monetary expenses. Side note, since this video is sponsored by SoFi and the credit card, this one right here, which I'll talk about later. If you're traveling out of the country, SoFi's card has no foreign transaction fees. So when creating this budget, I have expenses and recipients separated into this budgeting spreadsheet. So when thinking more about participating in the holidays, you need to list everything, and we're gonna start with expenses first. This could be anything from wrapping paper all the way up to a plane ticket to get you to your destination if you are indeed traveling. Please make sure to account for expenses first. The next step is listing out all of the recipients that you wish to put on your gift list. So list all the people. These are the people that you actually want to give gifts to. I want you to think about this long and hard because it is so easy to fall into the trap of just starting to buy random gifts for random people that you never really expected to buy gifts for in the first place. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, and I believe you should be an incredibly giving person because at the end of the day, it all comes back around via karma. But this is where people's budgets typically get blown up. So once you come up with an expenses number and a recipients number or a recipients list, I want you to take a look at if this is within your budget, which we created in step 1. And if these numbers work, then you can move on to step 3. Step number 3 is to allocate these funds. Okay, so here's the fun part, and this is the part that shows you exactly how much you value someone's relationship by assigning a specific dollar amount to their name. You may love some people more and love some people less, but the only true indicator is how much we decide to spend on them. Now we're in the true holiday spirit of rampant American consumerism. I love it. All joking aside, this is actually one of the most important steps in being able to stay within your budget. So if you go back to the holiday budgeting spreadsheet, there's going to be a recipients column with a budget amount and the actual amount spent on this person, resulting in the third column, which is the difference between the two. So for example, if we budgeted $100 for Ashley and ended up spending $90 on her, this gives us a difference of positive $10 or $10 below our budget. The point of this step is to go through all of your expenses and recipients that we talked about in step 2 and budget for them up to your total budget amount from step 1. Once you've given this some thought and finished this step, it's time to go on to step 4 and to actually go shopping and track everything. Step number 4 is to track everything. Now there are 2 different ways that we can track all of these expenses. The first one would be with my spreadsheet, and the way you can do this is just to put it in Google Drive and you can access it on your cell phone while you're actually at the store making these purchases. The other way is to use a credit card, which I personally do with the SoFi credit card for multiple reasons. One of the reasons I specifically use the SoFi credit card is that everything is tracked and easily displayed within their app in one convenient place. This shows me exactly how much money I've spent on all of the items on my holiday expenses and recipients, which we talked about in the first 3 steps. The nice thing about the SoFi credit card is that it has a $0 annual fee and 2% unlimited cash back if things are budgeted for responsibly. If I already know how much money I'm going to spend from step 1, I'm definitely going to take advantage of getting some cash back for buying things I would have bought responsibly anyway. This cash back can be automatically redeemed to save, invest, or pay down debt using that SoFi app. So that means you can use it towards a SoFi personal loan or a SoFi student loan refinance balance. So at this point, I'm buying things that I'm going to buy anyway and paying down debt with the rewards at the same time. Since my wife and I don't have any debt, I specifically use this credit card in order to earn rewards that go towards buying crypto through the SoFi app. So every time that I spend money using this credit card, I get 2% unlimited cash back, which I then use to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The beauty of this is that if Bitcoin does what I think it's going to do, aka go up, then I'm actually potentially earning more than 2% back on these purchases. So maybe Bitcoin will actually pay for my holiday shopping this year. If you're interested in the SoFi credit card, apply and get approved to win a piece of $1 million in rewards points. SoFi also has a tool called Relay that lets you see your full financial picture from spending to investments, so you can track literally everything at once. So when you redeem credit card points for crypto, you can track your crypto right alongside your credit card balance. Having everything in one place is a great way to stay consistent with your tracking, and tracking everything is especially important during the holiday season when temptation is everywhere. So now that we've created a budget, listed all of our expenses and recipients, allocated funds to each one of these expenses and recipients, and finally bought and tracked everything, we should be well within our budget this holiday season. Remember that this is simply a way to measure and manage a realistic benchmark in the form of a holiday budget. The same thing could be applied for vacations, traveling, or big events that you have to look forward to. Even if you did go a little bit over budget, it is not the end of the world. Having a budget for events like this is much better than blindly going into a holiday season, hoping and praying that you're able to pay off all of the debt that you may incur if you haven't saved up for the holidays ahead of time. So check out the SoFi credit card and apply with my link down below. If you get approved, let me know how many holiday rewards points you end up winning. I want to hear about it. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a prosperous day. According to some people, using the plastic rectangle may lead you one step closer to... I can't, I'm not gonna even do it. If you know how much you're spending and you're gonna spend it anyway, get the rewards.